welcome into my channel. I thought I would come in here and just try and do a process. Right, I'm going to show you my mess and what I do. I don't set out with an idea in my mind. I usually get a load of stuff that I think I'm going to use that will suit my project, and I put them all at the side. As you can see at the side of me, that's my big pile of nautical or beach themed things. In here I've got an absolute load of die cuts that I've cut out. Wee tiny fishes. 3 tiny fishes. My fingers are all stained with the paint. Waves, crabs, seahorses, mermaids, and the 3 basic colours that I'm going to use: black, the craft paper and white, because you can colour the white to any colour. I've got a couple of colours of distress oxides. I'm going to use my salty ocean and my peacock feathers, which I haven't got out, but I'll get it out. And that's the colours that I'm going to use. And I have my brushes here. I have a brush for each colour family. There it is. I was going to say, I think I've lost it. But there it's there. I use these brushes. I bought these off of AliExpress. And I paid $5.76 for 10. I'm sure it was 10. Anyway, that was a while ago. I haven't really bought stuff for a while. For quite a while. Right, so, and as you can see, the 2 colours are the colours that are in this ink pad, paper pad already, sorry. So that's why I've chose them. My Pretty Bog Standard, my Macron pens, they're there, all the different sizes. They're quite good, I like them. I use them to outline things and to do my doodling. And if you can see again on this first page here, I've done some inking through on a mask because these circles are not on that paper, and I've went round some of the wee circles with my tiny outliner pen, see? And for doodling, you don't need to be perfect. Don't panic about being perfect. That's the die there that I done those circles through. Sorry, it's not a die, it is a mask. See that? Yeah. So I masked up 3 different places, and that was the mask that I used. I have got several masks out. The masks that I've chose to go with this theme are all sort of sea related or circular or that kind of nature. So I've got that one. I've got this mixed media one, which is different backgrounds there, as you can see, and I'm mainly just looking for the circular ones in this. There's one of them, that's out of one of the packs from the range where you get 6 stencils, and I'm sure they're $1.99. And these, I think they look like wee underground, wee underwater plants, you know, and air bubbles. Again, a different circular one with the wee circles inside it as well. Represent bubbles and everything kind of watery. And here's just a mass, a squiggly mass. And this one here reminds me of waves and wave pattern and curl, and it also reflects, see these wave dies that I've cut out. It kind of resembles that as well. So that's the thinking behind the dies. I'm just trying to give you a wee thought into how my brain works for these things. Everybody works different. I mean, you find your own way. Right, I'll do stamps next because I have some stamps here. And natural after stencils, I think, is stamps. And there's another wee stencil, as you can see, different sizes of circles. You can see the theme here, can't you? This is a Design by Rin stamp. And see, to start with, these stamps were really dear. I think I paid about £15 for that stamp because I had to get it imported from America because they didn't have them here. You couldn't get them here. But see, if you look on selling sites like AliExpress and things, you will get them now, and that's what it stamps out. Water droplets. I do have another one that's in my mixed media drawer, but I didn't get it out because it was more like a water droplet, and I didn't want that. You know, it was more like a teardrop, a raindrop, and I didn't think that would be any good for under the sea. I've brought this stamp out for the mermaid scales in particular, but also the spots. Again, this is just, it's like a stitched line, dots. I think I maybe use that to frame an item. And here, this stamp here is like this mask. Can you see? And it was this stamp here that gave me the idea for this mask. So you can see when you're picking things out and you think, oh, that might go or that might go. Look through your things on a regular basis, because if you're like me, you do forget what you've got. And it's just good practice to look through them. Right, so that's the stencils and that's the stamps. On the stamps, I also have these kits here. These sets here. I'll move that one to the side. Now, those of you that have been crafting for a while or have been buying magazines for a while, you will recognise some of these. I'll put that down. These are the £1.99 stamps from the range, and as you can see, some of the stamps are absolutely tiny. I mean, that's about 3mm in size. And the wee rope knot and things like that, they're really tiny stamps, but I thought they might come in. You know, it's kind of nautical theme. This was another free set from the card making and paper craft. I don't know, I would use the seahorse and possibly the shells and the seaweed. I don't know that I would use the mermaid, I'm not sure. But it's got the mermaid wishes and starfish kisses, which I think I've got a cut out of as well, a die cut. But the wave embossing folder speaks for itself. It sticks to the theme, doesn't it? This set here was a set that I waited on for ages, absolutely ages. I tried to get it for about 3 years and I couldn't get it. And my friend, Krista Lay, who's Crafty Kitty here on YouTube. Krista, if you see this video, how you doing? I hope you're keeping well. Drop me a line, let me know how yous are. Krista sent me this and I absolutely love it. So I've got this in because I don't know, I might use it. I don't plan out my full project. I just go with the flow and see what I feel like on that day. This is another free set. I think these are out of the Creative Stamping, which also had a bonus set on the back of these seabirds, coastal seabirds. That was a bonus set at the time. But this set here, I remember everybody going crazy for this set, trying to get it, and they couldn't get it. And I went my shopping one day and it was there and I just picked it up. I think either that or I bought it cheap off a site. I don't remember, to tell you the truth. It's about 3 years ago. But there's some good sayings on it. Nothing soothes the soul like a walk on the beach. Very true. And it's got the wee birds and things that I've already cut out, and it's got the pier, and yep, you can see where I'm going with that one. This one again, this is well used, this wee stamp set. I made a lot of Coastwatch things with this stamp set. Oh, stuck. There you are. And this stamp up here was a Sheena Douglas stamp. And everybody thought the whole set was Sheena Douglas, and it's not. When you get these stamp sets in these magazines, to get the wee paper out. This is the way it comes, right? That's the way it comes in the layout. That stamp there that is boxed off is a Sheena Douglas stamp. The rest of them are just generic. I know, what's his name? Sentimentally Yours. He has a set almost identical to this now as well. It was a very, very popular set at the time. Anyway, again, you can see the theme. Seahorses, starfishes, seaweed. To the world you may be one person, but to one person you may be the world. How true. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. I'm quite thirsty today. Wait to have a wee drink. The world's your oyster. I have a die cut of an oyster that I cut out as well. And all these die cuts. So that saying will go well with that. So yep. And when you get these magazines, it gives you inspiration on the inside. And what I tend to do is, as you can see, I pull the inspiration sheets out of the magazine. See that? Yeah, look. I pull the inspiration sheets out and I tuck it in beside the stamp set, and that's the way I file them. And that's the way I keep them. See, look at all those inspiration there. So that I know. It gives me an idea. So, a couple of other wee things to show you. So if you've not got the gist by now, I'll put that over there because that rustling will drive you nuts. There's some basic things that you need for doing a project, that I need for doing a project. And it's inks or paints, stamps and stencils, die cuts if you have them, and other bits and pieces that you think will match. Because of the theme I'm doing, remember I had all these wee clay things that I made, so I'm going to use some of them as well. And I bought these absolutely years ago in Florida. And it's wee tiny, it's marine creatures, wee tiny ones. Look at the wee killer whale. I mean, they are toty. And that's like the blue whale or the sperm whale, and you can see the size, it's tiny. So they might come in handy for something, a wee dolphin. And a great white shark. I mean, look at the size of that compared to my finger. They really are quite small, and that's my favourite, the wee turtle coming out of its egg. That's lovely. I think I paid $1.99 or something for them. But they probably have the same thing here. They definitely probably do. Right, on, as I said, on the sea theme, the beach theme, I think it's natural. You know, sand, rocks, grasses, shells, that kind of thing. So I've got out some old packaging. That's just the insides of a corrugated box. And I'll give you a wee quick glance up there. If I can get the camera around that far, which I can't. Yeah, it's a box off my shelf and I just ripped it to bits. So I've got that there. Tilt that back. So that's my packaging to go with the natural theme. This is raffia. I think everybody knows what raffia is. And I've even got wee tiny bits of card because I'll use them. I've got some jute string. Here, I think I got that in the range as well. If not, it was Lidl's. Some more bits ripped off my box. So that's all my natural elements. I have mosses here, a bag of mosses, but some of this moss actually looks like seaweed. I've got a wasp in my she shed. You know, you could use that to look like seaweed. So I'm thinking of using some of that in my project. Again, natural as opposed to man-made. Yep, I've got a wasp over my head. And here is some craft raffia, but I wouldn't use these bright. I might use the red actually. I could use the red and the blue because that's like nautical. These colours are brown and yellow, or sand colour. So yeah, I might use more than them. Again, this was a range product. I think it was £1 in the range. That. And I think that's it. I have a small set of light up lights here. These are multicoloured lights, but as you can see from the battery pack, they're slimline, and that's what you need for this. Now on that point, I might not use all these things on this album because it might be too thick. The pages might be too thick and I'll not be able to close the album. But what I'll do is I'll make a layout. You know, right, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at some of this. Right, that's too pointy for me. Excuse me, too square. Right, see this? Right, I would turn that way because I'll have the lines going that way and I would have that one going that way. And then I've got some raffia. Let me see what. Use these wee strands, I think. Put them together. You know, it's just about mixing things up. Let's have a go. And I would have my hot glue gun on, and I would hot glue gun this. And I think if I had a strip of paper of some sort in there. Right, and then an anchor going across it. You know, something like that. Shells, I've got shells in here. Loads of wee shells. Right, so I could do something like this. And this is just the way I do. This is the way I do everything. Sometimes I don't have a go at it, I have to say. A lot of times I just go in and just go for it. I don't really bother about. See, that's a bit too dark for me in there. I would maybe need to put a brown one in. Or the light one. Don't be scared to try things out. Have a look and see what you like. See, I like that better. And maybe put the wee brown one down there. But that might be too dimensional. It might stick out too much for my album. So what you're going to try and do is scale that down and make it as flat as you possibly can. So I could still use the brown card and I could still use the white card. But rather than using all these 3D embellishments, put them away and get out some of your die cuts, because these are all flat. So get out some of them. Let's get out some seaweed, different seaweeds. A mermaid, a seahorse. I'm going to go with the brown this time. Now I would have to colour that because it's mixing in with the background too much. So let's change it to the white. There's my wee brush. Where did you go? Here it's hiding. See, there's plenty of ink on that. So you would do something like that. And then maybe a brown one. Do go for a tall brown one in there. And the blue one. Right, and then look for something like a wee crab or something like that. Right, you get the gist. Just play. Or a wee seahorse. Wee seahorse up the top. But see how once that's stuck down, that'll be flat. It'll be flatter, a lot flatter than the 3D one. And it's just the same idea. You're just swapping things out. You're swapping out the 3D and putting in something a lot flatter. Now that will lie almost perfectly flat once it's all glued down. Okay, I hope that gives you a wee insight into my brain anyway, and the way that it functions. Look at the size of the wee tiny fish I cut out. And there's actually two of them there. Tiny. But they might be tiny there, but they might be just exactly what you need on a wee project. Okay, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. it's that time of night and it's coming up to dinner time, so I'll have to go. But the next time I come in, I'm going to start on my album. I just thought I would come in and show you the goodies that I was gathering, just to give you a wee idea of what to do. Right, I'm off. Take the love to the next time. Share it. Tell your friends where I am. Tell them to come by and say hello. Leave me a wee comment. Let me know what you're up to the weekend. And have a super weekend. Whatever you're doing, folks. And I'll see you all again next time. Bye.